He says, last year, I was listening to Dr. Ray on the radio, and he was asking the questions many boomers ask. Why do young people not go to church anymore? End quote. I wrote into his show telling him why. I told him that I'm one of those millennials who stopped going to Mass for a while because the way the faith was presented to me, I didn't have any reason to take it seriously. I told him that the traditional Mass changed my life, helped me see the majesty of the faith, and that without it, I probably would have eventually fallen right back out of the church for the same reasons I did the first time. He responded with kind of a non-answer and proceeded to say he disagrees with the reasons I gave on why young people don't go to church anymore, even though I went through it myself. Wow.
Well,
Just
obviously you don't
wow.
understand your own experiences. You know, I'm sorry, kid. You just don't realize how wrong you are about your own concepts, your own, internal life.
I've literally
Eh,
gone through the same
eh,
thing, Jonathan. It's the most frustrating thing in the world.
Jonathan, it's a bit as though you said to me, Charles, I really don't like strawberry. And I said, yeah, you do. What are you talking about? You love strawberry. No, Charles, I don't like strawberry ice cream. Yeah, you do. You love strawberry ice cream. That's the only kind of ice cream you ever eat. No, Charles, I don't like strawberry ice cream. I don't want strawberry ice cream. Yeah, you do. You want 3 scoops. And a strawberry shake. No, I don't want any of that. Yes, you do. Why are you being so obstinate? You know you want them. No, I don't want it. Yes, you do. You're just being a troublemaker.
You're just being
You're just being a troublemaker. You know you want your strawberry milkshake and your strawberry ice cream, and you're refusing it. You're doing this just to be spiteful. Now stop it. You know that you should go ahead and eat it and drink up that shake because strawberry is your favorite. It is not my favorite. It's never been my favorite. I don't like it. Yes, you do like it. You've always liked it. You loved it when you were a baby. You love it now. In the immortal words of that great theologian, Groucho Cardinal Marx, who you got to believe, your own eyes or me?
That is one of the most powerful metaphors you've unleashed on this show. That's so dead on.
That's true. What do you know about it? It's just you. I know better.
All right. So Jonathan, let's see, where is he? So Dr. Ray disagrees with the reasons I gave on why young people don't go to church anymore, even though I went through it myself. Nothing
Yes,
against
well, you don't know your own experience. He does.
nothing against Dr. Ray. I think he does a lot of good. Boomers in my own
And he can read minds. It's amazing.
Boomers in my own family have done similar things where I'll give them the answer to the very question and they just continue on as though they didn't hear what I just said.
Well, you gave the wrong answer.
Why do boomers always respond this way? The boomer generation is just a mystery to me because it seems like even when they encounter truth, they just ignore it and keep doing what they're doing. There's no logical sequence to their actions. It just seems like they think, this is what I've always done. I've always liked it this way, so I'm going to continue doing this even though I know it's either not right or not a logical way to proceed, even though I've come to know the truth about the certain matter.
All right.
Wow, Jonathan, preach. That's just straight up cathartic to me because that's so dead on. I feel like us young men have like encountered this. Like if we ever like put ourselves out there, that it just doesn't make sense. Where like you say it perfectly. Yeah, I answered your question. Now you know. So now you just have to accept it. So why are we still arguing? I've just bold-faced answered your question. It's unbelievable. It truly is unbelievable.
Okay, Jonathan, I'm going to help you, and I'm going to help Vinny too. I want to say something now, as a junior boomer, that I think you all need to hear. One summer evening in 1955, a group of 180 teenagers of all races and religions, meeting at a workshop high in the California mountains, locked arms, formed a circle, and sang a song of peace. They felt that singing the song with its simple basic sentiment, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me," helped to create a climate for world peace and understanding. When they came down from the mountain, these inspired young people brought the song with them and started sharing it. And as though on wings, "Let There Be Peace on Earth" began an amazing journey around the globe. It traveled first, of course, with the young campers back to their homes and schools, churches, and clubs. The song was taped, copied, printed in songbooks, and passed by word of mouth. Eventually, it spread overseas, sung by Maoris in New Zealand and Zulus in Africa. The song has been recorded by a host of vocal artists, including Tennessee Ernie Ford, Pat Boone, Mahalia Jackson, Johnny Mathis, and Placido Domingo. And I think that that really sums up the experience of my generation. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. And I think that to really understand what we tried to do for you is to understand the angst of a whole generation that was trying to find a new way, a different way, a more human way. And in so doing, really wrecked everything.
So,
So the problem is, I'm only slightly kidding. The problem is, mind you, not all boomers are committed to such crap, but those who are, if you're asking them to do something different, you're asking them basically to reverse the habits of a lifetime and the mental habits of a lifetime. And that's just very difficult.
okay, that's kind of what that kind of leads into what I was going to ask, which is, to be fair to the boomers, is this a quality that is particularly unique to the boomer generation, or do
No.
generations before that and after that also embody this characteristic?
From time to time, I mean, you could make the argument that the romantic generation of the 18 teens and 20s had a lot in common with the boomers. Uh,
How are you able
the
to
diff-
do that one? How are you able to go all the way back there to make that assessment?
well, because both sets grew up against the background of war when conventional mores were sort of shaken up. Uh, the biggest difference, of course, is that Catholicism was much stronger in the Romantic era and much more self-confident than it was in the 60s. But um, other than that, I mean, it was a very creative time, and the 60s were a very creative time. But the church played very little role in the 60s, unlike the Romantic era. But if you think of people like Byron and Shelley and Keats and all those guys and the lives they led, very reminiscent in certain ways of the hippies.